Alhamdulillah, praise be to God. Next, I'd like to invite Dr. Denny Anderson to the podium.
Thank you, Mom. Before I have my brief remarks, I would just like to extend an invitation to all of us. At the end of the program here outside, our Muslim neighbors will be going inside for a brief time of prayer, 5 to 7 minutes. And we have been asked if we would stay here and surround them with a show of support and be here when they come out. And so when the program is over, we would ask you not to leave, but to stay here as a sign of our support. I want to thank the leadership of this mosque and the Rhode Island Council for Muslim Advancement for inviting us all here today. It's important for all of us to gather in this time of loss and grief. New Zealand has never seemed so close, but on Friday morning, when we all woke up to the unbearable news, this tragedy felt like it was in our own backyard. Our earnest and heartfelt condolences go out to our Muslim siblings here and around the world. As many of us have said on numerous occasions, but it is so true, the Rhode Island interfaith community does not only gather in times of tragedy, but we gather often and for a variety of reasons. We stay in touch and support each other in the midst of the everyday issues of life. But when tragedy does strike, we make the time to be there for each other in special ways. Vigils like this are happening all across the world. But for us, tonight, our focus is on the effects of the killings in Christchurch to the folks here in Rhode Island. Let me share 3 brief thoughts. First, I earnestly pray that our legislators, and I know some of you are here, will finally get the message that assault weapons are not for the civilian population. We cannot allow the Second Amendment to offer cover for the immoral act of owning weapons whose only purpose is to kill as many human beings as possible in the shortest possible time. When will this madness end? Secondly, I implore those of us from other traditions to seek out our Muslim neighbors, to get to know them as fellow travelers on the planet Earth. Let's have coffee, eat, talk, discover both the things we share in common and the riches that diversity of others bring and make this so much richer in our own lives. This is a way which makes all of us better. And finally, since I first heard the news on Friday morning, I've not been able to get the children out of my thoughts. I'm speaking of the children here in Rhode Island who've heard the news and are wondering what all this means to them. Why must their lives be in potential danger simply because of how they worship God? Why must their school require extra security? No child should ever have to ask such questions, but how can they not? The media is filled with the story. And so I would ask those of you who are parents and grandparents, as you are tucking in your beloved children this night, please tell them they are surrounded by a community who has nothing but love for them, a community who wishes for them nothing but their well-being. I know Rhode Island is a community where persons who may be shunned elsewhere find safe haven. This is not only our history, it is our current reality. Tell them they are not alone. We will stand with them. We will stand for them. May God bless us all. And in this time of sadness, may we find solace in God's care and in our care one for another.
Thank you, Reverend.